Okay.
Okay, bro, dengar.
Alright. Okay. Got echo. Did you know?
Echo.
Can mute first, I think. I don't know. I don't know whose computer having giving the sound now.
Saya dah tadi, bro.
You dah mute dah? Can you mute first? Okay. Yes, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi and good morning and good day everyone. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Dear Professor, Doctor, Sir, Madam, UTM staff and all students. I am Burhanuddin, Director of UTM International Center. Together with Mr. Dino today from UIC, we would like to welcome all of you to join this session, this is the briefing on entry and movement procedures for all international students and staff. So I would like to thank the UIC team to organize this briefing session. We hope that you will enjoy your stay in Malaysia for those already in Malaysia. And once border open, actually border already open, and hope you will come and enjoy your study in UTM and in Malaysia. Dear Professor, Dr. Sir, Madam, ladies and gentlemen, this briefing session actually is very important today for all of you to know about the movement control procedure and some of the procedures for student or staff to go overseas when it is required, and also for student and staff to come back to Malaysia. Okay, and let me open the slide, my PowerPoint presentation slide. Okay. I'm sorry. Can you see my presentation slide?
Yes, Prof.
All right. So today we'll discuss a few things which is very important on the current development of Omicron virus and also temporary travel restrictions by Immigration Department of Immigration Malaysia, and some of the movement control procedures, and then we'll discuss on some of the flowchart. How is the flow when you want to come from overseas or if you want to go abroad? Also, some of the visa matters and any question and answer. All right. Okay. This is the current developments of Omicron's new variants. This is the control and prevention measures. Of course, we have to take in Malaysia, and this is given by Immigration Department of Malaysia, together with Ministry of Higher Education and also Ministry of Health. Okay. Also Security Council Malaysia. As you know, as of 30 November 2021, a total of 20 countries, which is 18 of which reported imported cases, have already reported this Omicron virus detection, and a total of 203 out of 215 Omicron virus cases have been reported on the Global Initiative on Sharing All Influenza Data, GISAID website, where you can refer from time to time. And the breakdown of the number of cases by country is given as follows. As you can see over here, I just take from the letter given by Immigration Department. Okay, so you can see Africa, South Africa, Botswana, Netherlands, Portugal, United Kingdom, and this is in this column you can see the number of cases, and even from Australia, Hong Kong, Italy, Brazil, Canada, Denmark, Spain, France, Austria, Belgium, Republic Czech, Germany, Sweden, Japan, and we can see there are many Omicron cases. And once they have seen that, if we found that it will travel to other countries, and it will spread more and more. So that's why, in regards to this, Ministry of Health has presented the proposed control and prevention measures of Omicron to the COVID-19 Ministerial Quartet meeting on 30th November 2021, as I mentioned, and some of the recommendations are given. The first one is the temporary travel restriction for non-Malaysian travelers from Omicron listed countries at high risk of VOC transmission of travelers with a travel history to the following 8 countries, as mentioned just now. So for those in these 8 countries, then they'll have more restriction and checking procedures for South Africa, Botswana, Eswatini, Lesotho, Mozambique, Namibia, Zimbabwe, and Malawi within 14 days prior to arrival. Why? Simply because this virus, Omicron virus, is easy to spread, and then may cause more complication. And there are many cases that they go to the ICU from this Omicron virus. And also it is more difficult to detect this virus in the lab. And then that's why we would like to, government of Malaysia would like to have temporary travel restrictions to these countries. Okay. And also, other than that, there are no entry restriction for Malaysian citizens and long-term visit pass holders, like permanent resident status, spouse visa, or program second home or resident pass, provided that they undergo mandatory 14 days quarantine at quarantine station, regardless of vaccination status. And the second, they perform a COVID-19 detection test, RT-PCR, 72 hours before departure, upon arrival at the country's international gateway, and the 10 days of mandatory quarantine period. Okay. Next, risk assessment on the 14th day of the quarantine period is mandatory, and the quarantine period will be extended if symptomatic. Okay. And the third one, travelers, Malaysian citizen. Okay, Malaysian citizen who plan to visit a country that has reported Omicron virus transmission or countries at high risk of Omicron VOC transmission, as listed just now, 8 of the countries are not allowed to continue their journey. Okay, that's why they have to postpone plans to establish a vaccinated travel lane with countries identified as reporting Omicron VOC transmission just now, or countries at high risk of Omicron VOC transmission as listed, as I mentioned just now. This delay is until a clearer picture is obtained of the prevalence of Omicron variants globally. And the fifth one, temporarily suspended at the admission of international students. And this is related to us specifically for UTM International Center. We are temporarily suspend the admission of international students and foreign workers from the countries involved. However, if they already get the offer letter, they can continue to register and take the classes through online. Okay. And number 6, students and foreign tourists who tested positive for COVID-19 VOC Omicron, they will be isolated in private hospital, and they have to bear the cost of treatment by themselves. Okay. Next, let us look at the movement procedures for students and staff. Let me open the document. Can you see this document, movement procedures for international students?
Yes, Prof. Yes.
All right. Okay, let me go through. All right. All right. This movement control procedures actually updated the latest one, 2nd December 2021, this month. Okay, by Ministry of Higher Education, okay, Department of Higher Education, and also EMGS, Education Malaysia Global Services, uh, uh, for the international students, okay, and staff as well. You can refer here. Okay, this SOP should be read in tandem with the orders, rules, and guidelines set by the government from time to time, where you can access EMGS website and Immigration Department Malaysia to get a detail from time to time. Okay, and this is the entry procedures for international students going back to campus. Okay, first one, what you have to do when you want to enter Malaysia, you have to take COVID-19 RT-PCR test with negative results with 72 hours, within 72 hours before flying to Malaysia. And the second one, all non-Malaysian citizens arriving in Malaysia will be charged the full non-subsidized fees from now onwards. Okay. Third, the full payment of the mandatory quarantine can be directly with the respective hotel. When you apply, they give the hotel. Once you come to the hotel, you have to settle the payment as a quarantine facility service provider, together with COVID-19 test, which can be made via online MySafe travel application by MyEG. Okay. For your information, this document we already posted in our website, UIC website, our Facebook, as well as Info UTM. So you can refer and you can access online via this MySafe travel application by MyEG. You type in Google and you will be directed to that web page. And next, number 4, transit are allowed to any destination within the country, including Wilayah Persekutuan Labuan, Sabah, Sarawak, Langkawi, and International Airport Penang. Subsequently, trips are subject to the directive of the state government, their state government respectively, either in Penang, Sabah, Sarawak, or Wilayah Persekutuan. All right. Sorry. So these are the international students they allowed to enter Malaysia. These are the categories of international students who are fully vaccinated. Then they are allowed to enter Malaysia. And the first one, all existing new students international except who's come from the countries listed in the banned list cannot come. And then international student participating in mobility and edu-tourism programs also, you are allowed to come, as far as you are not from the banned countries. As I mentioned just now, there are 8 countries banned just now, but from time to time you can refer to website. Okay, this is the website where they will update from time to time. And if your country is not listed in this list, there should be no problem. You can apply and you can come to Malaysia. And all international students with a valid pass are allowed to enter Malaysia without having to obtain approval of the Director General of Immigration in Department Malaysia now. Okay, except for holders of new and expired passes, okay, who are required to apply for entry permission through EMGS Travel Authorization Link. So here, if you hover to this link, it will direct you to the Visa Education Malaysia guideline, and you can apply through that link. And in line with the government decision that does not allow foreign visitors using the social visit pass to enter Malaysia, all mobility and edu-tourism program students are required to apply for a student pass. Okay, to apply in view to the processing period for applying a student pass, it may require some time. Students are advised to apply for the mobility and edu-tourism program with the declaration of 3 months and above. So you have to apply early. All right. Next, okay, this is the legitimate dependents of international students allowed to enter Malaysia. Right. All legitimate dependents of international. This is about the dependents. Your spouse, children. Okay, are allowed to enter Malaysia except those who come from country listed in the ban list, as I mentioned just now. And the legitimate dependents with a valid pass are allowed to enter Malaysia without having to obtain approval of the Director General of Immigration Department Malaysia, except for the holders of new and expired passes who are required to apply for entry permission through My Travel Pass. And they must comply with the current standard operating procedures, or SOP, set by the Immigration Department of Malaysia, or IMI, or in Malay they call as JIM. All right. Okay, this is the flow. Okay, the flow chart for student with a valid student pass to enter Malaysia. Is it for the pre-departure to pre-arrival? Okay, so for this, I would like to invite Mr. Dino to explain about this flow chart. Okay, thank you, Mr. Dino.
Thank you, Prof.
Yeah, most welcome. Please go ahead.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning. Okay, I will proceed on from here onward. Okay, basically, as you can see, prior to arrival, at least 3 days before, you have to download and activate your MySejahtera application. Okay. Should I take over? I mean, Prof,
okay.
Prof, mine?
Yeah, I stop sharing now.
Oh, stop sharing now. Okay.
You can share.
Right. Okay. Please bear with me, eh?
Sure. Take your time.
While waiting for it to be open, may I know? I believe all of you are abroad now. I mean, all these names, because I think I saw those are already with us, and I saw some names are new student. Okay. Okay, how to?
Yeah, anyone can respond? Mr. Badir Osama is here. Badir Osama or Bambang Siswoyo? Bambang, Mr. Bambang or Badir? Anyone can respond?
Yes, doctor.
Who is this?
Badr Osama.
Again?
Badr Osama.
Badir Osama.
Yes, doctor.
Where are you from?
From Yemen.
Sini. Sini.
Can you hear?
Prof, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see.
Okay. Right. Sorry. Okay. Okay.
Yes, we stopped here just now.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Hang on. There's still someone still coming in. Wait, please wait. Okay. Okay, I believe because from the names that I've seen just now, some of you are new student, some of you are our still active student, and I believe most of you are still abroad in your home country. Okay. Okay, if you have never download MySejahtera apps, by all means, please download it at least 3 days before arrival, or maybe you can start downloading now. And if you already have your vaccine taken, please update your vaccination status on the MySejahtera application. Okay. Okay, here. So make sure all must be done within 3 days prior to arrival to Malaysia. Okay. And then you also are required within the next 72 hours prior before departure to have your PCR test taken, and you need to the result must be in English, of course, and then you have to do the reservation through my TravelSafe myeg.com. Okay, so very straightforward basically. Okay, any question? Okay, if not, we go to the next slide. Okay. Okay, next slide is basically the flow chart for new student and student with expired student pass. Okay, basically, if you're our active student, current student with an active pass, a valid pass, you have no problem. You don't have to apply through the TravelSafe, Safe Travel application. So basically, it's straightforward. Okay, but those who are new student, basically you just had your eval, and basically you are a student, our student with expired pass. Then you have to go through this process. Okay, this process of flowchart. Okay, so all this information you can obtain it from the EMJS link here. Okay, can get it from here. Okay, basically once you go through the My Safe Travel, you can fill up the form through this link. Okay, follow all the process, and then you should get you should wait for the EAL, the entry approval letter. Basically it's the same thing. Previously we call was called as a travel authorization. Now they just for some reason they just change it to entry approval letter. Okay, because you will have your entry approval letter, and you also have your eval. The electronic visa approval letter. Okay, basically you need to have all those documents with you. And as I said before, you need to download your MySejahtera prior to departure, and also the PCR test, and so on and so forth. Okay, so basically upon arrival, once you on board leave the plane, you need to present okay, because at the after you pass the immigration counter, you need to present all these documents just now, right? Okay, right. Okay, most of you, I believe you would like to have your quarantine to be done at home. Okay, basically those who wanted to apply this home resident quarantine or HSO, home surveillance order, you need to apply through this website, eCovid-19. Okay, and this must be made 7 days, but my advice is a few weeks before coming in you should start applying, because since it's open, it's quite a bottleneck in the application. So please, if you once you get once you have decided where to stay and got the proper address, please apply for this home quarantine. Okay, the reason why you apply for a home quarantine and not just follow through the normal hotel quarantine, because if you go under home quarantine, you have not to pay anything. Okay, basically once you pass the immigration at the airport, they will give you the wristband. saying that you are supposed to be under quarantine, and then you can proceed to your home address, which is already designated for the home quarantine, right? Any question? If any question, just ask, okay?
Yes, if you have any question, please you can
Just ask.
stop us and ask the questions.
Just ask. Okay, this one basically for Singapore, VTL, vaccinated travel lane. This is if you are coming through Singapore, you need to understand the situation. But if you're a new student, it's most unlikely you will go through this VTL. A new student or expired pass, you should be coming through from KLIA. Okay. Okay, these are basically definition. What does it mean when you are fully vaccinated? Basically, you are fully vaccinated after the second dose. Sometimes after the second dose. Okay. Here you can see by the names: Comirnaty, AstraZeneca, or AZ, Sinovac, Sinopharm, Janssen or Johnson & Johnson, and also CanSino. Okay. So basically, you are fully vaccinated not after you're getting your second dose, but a few moments after the second dose. So it depends which type of vaccine that you took. Okay, depends. It ranges between 14 to 21 days. Some of it, like Sinovac, is up to 28 days. So basically, you have to make sure you are vaccinated. Most probably like 2-3 months before coming back to Malaysia or going to Malaysia, right? So you only are considered fully vaccinated when you after the waiting period. Okay, this one, 14 days or 28 days. Okay, right? Okay, any question, please ask. Okay, basically, if you go for quarantine, not home quarantine, there's a fees, okay, that you need to pay. Okay. And these fees you can see the details based on this link here, natma.gov.my. Okay, I can say the cost ranging between, I think, of some between 4,500 to 5,200 ringgit. Okay, but if you choose home quarantine, then you will be excluded from all these costs. But make sure you must be at all times quarantine at home. Okay, because if someone sees you going around in the street, in the public with the pink wristband and make lodge a report, then the report will be sent to us, and we are answerable to them. Okay. Okay, this is basically I mean, our normal responsibility as an institution for you. Okay, so we need to do some verification and then make sure you are fully notified of the process, and also we will fetch you once you done your quarantine in the center in number 4. Okay, so basically can have a look there. Okay, so in case of you are not sure of anything, you can always come back to me, come back to institution. Okay, for any further details. Okay. So this is your responsibility. Okay. Divided into 3 parts, which is a pre-arrival, upon arrival, and post-arrival. Okay. So pre-arrival, if you are a new student or pass expired, your student pass is already expired, these are the things that you need to do. You need to obtain the approval, the electronic approval letter to enter. Okay, download MySejahtera. Okay, make the payment for the mandatory quarantine. This if you don't have this home quarantine options. Okay, next is basically the PCR test. All of you must do this PCR test. Okay, and the result must be in English. Okay. So once you arrive in KLIA, you have to do the health screening, and you basically need to do the PCR test. Okay. Basically, depends on the country. Some country 7 days, some country it actually depends also on the vaccine that you take. Basically, the quarantine is between 7 to 14 days. Okay. Okay. This is basically post arrival. Okay, this is if you are being quarantined at the hotel, designated hotel. Okay, right. And for your information, the hotel we cannot choose. Basically, it's decided by the health ministry staff at the airport. They will decide where you are being sent. So basically, we cannot choose. Okay, we cannot choose. I also cannot choose for you. So they most probably they will send you around KLIA, or most of them they will send to KL. Okay. So once you complete your quarantine, only then I'll come and fetch you, or someone, your friends, if you're already familiar with the place, your friend can come and fetch you, or the agents. Okay. Okay, this is the basically the exit. Okay, I mean all of you, I believe you all wanted to come back, not exiting. So, right. Thank you. So, any question, please? I saw a few names just now. Okay, any questions?
Hello, sir.
Tasnim, I'm expecting your question actually. Are you still in Dhaka?
Yes, sir, but I was planning to come back to Malaysia.
Okay, my first question, is your pass already expired or not?
Sir, pass is already expired, but I already applied for travel authorization.
Okay, good. All right. Have you got
But
any response from them?
yes, sir, it enhanced in 10 days, like 50%, then it's stuck for 10 days in 50%. It doesn't come forward.
Is there a new any notification from them? Let me check. Let me open up. Any notification from them?
Sir, they said they are waiting for the approval of the immigration department.
Okay, that part, honestly speaking, nothing much I can do, because I'll also be expecting some response from them. But you have to understand the delay, because the thing is, that's why I've been telling students to not to apply like 7 days or 14 days before. Apply once you decided to come, and make sure that the flight ticket is not like in couple weeks time, maybe in a month time, or perhaps if you can have an open ticket, then it's much more better. Let me check, Farah, your application.
Okay, sir, thank you.
Okay, any other question, please? Please raise.
Yes, you can give a question while I'm checking. Farah, are you expected to come on the 10th of this month?
Sir, I actually plan to come back in 20, but I didn't get my travel authorization yet.
Yes. Perhaps what you can do, try to reapply, but a later date.
Okay.
Because you have to understand, we have received a lot of application to enter Malaysia. I mean, not us, I mean immigration. So they will be bombarded with a lot of application. And once they saw that your travel travel details already expired, they basically maybe they just ignore. So try to reapply again. Try to reapply.
Okay,
If you cannot reapply, let me know. Okay.
okay, sir. I'll let you know. Thank you.
Okay. For those who have a valid student pass, you can always enter back without having to go through the application of your EAL. Okay, the travel authorization. But if you already expired and a new student, you still have to apply for the EAE. Okay. Okay, I saw one chat here from Bhuvanesh. Yes, Bhuvanesh. Let's see. All right. Okay. Some of you, I mean, you already registered online from last semester. Some of you even from the last 2 semester. Okay, seems because when you apply for your visa, once you get the approval support letter from MGS, you can register with us. So, for example, like Vanesh here, okay, basically he already got the eval, but for some reasons, because of the pandemic, the border was closed, and the pass is the eval is already expired. So what happened now? We already applied for the extension. Okay, okay, I for the extension. Okay. Let me check here. Okay, Bhuvanesh. So basically, you already submitted your application for the extension of IFA. So now we just have to wait for the process to proceed. This might take some time. Okay, please hold on with us. Don't decide. Don't decide on the date yet. If you have to, maybe not that's too soon. So please wait for further notice from the EMGS. Basically, the application is already submitted. Okay, Buba, can you hear me, Buba? Bhuvaneshwari? All right, okay. Maybe you didn't have a mic on. Oh, it's okay. All right, you're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, any other question, please? Any questions? Pak Bambang, any question, Pak Bambang?
I think there are no more questions, Mr. Dino.
Okay.
Okay, and then I believe actually today we have a very good sharing, and you have understand on the entry and movement procedures for international students and staff. And for more detail, you can refer from time to time in UIC website and also Facebook, and also in EMGS or Malaysian Immigration website. Okay, and we hope that you also, for the student, always contact and communicate with your lecturers, academic advisors, or for postgraduate with your supervisors, deputy dean or dean in your faculties on any issues related to your academic and study in UTEM. Okay, I would like to thank Mr. Dino and all UIC team to organize this briefing session. And last but not least, on behalf of UIC, I would like to apologize for any inconvenience. And please continue to communicate with us and UIC if you have any problem. Actually, we are a big family in UTEM, and don't worry, please communicate and ask us if you have any problem. Okay. With that, please stay safe, stay healthy, and see you again soon. Thank you very much. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Prof.
Please WhatsApp me. I did leave my WhatsApp number. For the past few days, I couldn't open up my phone, so my apology. But you can always WhatsApp me for anything. All right. Thank you. Okay. Have a nice day. Take care, everybody. Assalamualaikum.
Salam. Bye-bye.